Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to address an issue of great importance to all of our constituents, their economic livelihoods. It's only been 6 months since President Obama took office, and already our country is moving in the wrong direction. Under President Trump, we saw unparalleled economic growth. Now under President Biden, we're faced with more and more government spending, fewer and fewer people going back to work, and skyrocketing inflation, which devalues your money. You can see here, picture's worth 1,000 words, 4.2% less value to your dollar today after all the spending the government's been doing here lately. By the end of 2020, the economy was resurgent, and since the economy was crippled by the initial lockdowns in March and April of 2020, there had been an improvement in the unemployment rate each month until this spring. After 11 months of significant job growth, the unemployment rate increased this past April for the first time since last year. More Americans are getting vaccinated every day, and COVID-19 restrictions are being lifted around the country. This should be a time when the recovery reaches new heights. There were 9.3 million job openings in April. That's more job openings than any other time in the last year. But those jobs may not get filled anytime soon. Due to President Biden and many of my Democrat colleagues, friends here in this chamber, decision to continue an unsustainable level of federal unemployment benefits, some workers can make more money on unemployment than going back to work. Look, common sense dictates that if you pay people not to work, they'll take you up on it. Most people will not act against their own economic interests by working if they can make more money staying home. The failure of the Biden administration has forced some governors to act on their own. So far, 25 states have announced plans to wind down the extra $300 a week in federal unemployment benefits. Governor Jim Justice in my state of West Virginia announced that our state will join that group here this month in June. So when federal leadership fails, governors must step up and make the best decisions for their states. West Virginia has had a particular problem with worker shortages for years now. Gil White, who's our state director of the National Federation of Independent Businesses, was asked on WV Metro News about the worker shortage, and he responded, and I quote, that is not a myth, it's a reality. I don't care if it's a large business or small business employers. I think there's a common theme that finding workers is very challenging, to say the least. After a tumultuous year with government shutdowns and strict capacity limits, the last thing small businesses need is a worker shortage that leaves them unprepared to meet the demands of a reopening economy. President Biden's solution to this problem, along with every other problem, seems to be more spending of your hard-earned taxpayer dollars. But with our budget deficit at an alarming level, and you see it here, how it's just skyrocketing in our budget deficit, more spending will bring about more problems. Our debt is currently $28 trillion, and our deficits have grown substantially larger in the past year due to spending increases in response to COVID-19. And yet, President Biden is currently pushing for more than $4 trillion in new spending. $4 trillion. President Biden has proposed to build hundreds of thousands of electric vehicle charging stations, retrofit buildings across America to make them greener, and a laundry list of other progressive priorities. Despite his sometimes moderate demeanor, President Biden's platform is far left. President Biden made a long list of promises to the left wing of his party, like when he said he would, quote, get rid of fossil fuels, close quotes. It should come as no surprise that his administration is shaping up to be the most liberal in recent memory. We should not keep borrowing money from China in order to spend money that we don't have here in America. There's a simple solution: unwind these expensive government programs, continue opening up the economy, and let people earn a living again. That is our country's path forward.